Hello, good evening everybody. Welcome to the 6 p.m. training and support session. We do have some content scheduled today, hip hip hooray. But of course, if you guys do have any questions or support items, let me know and we will go over those as well. Good to see you, Susie. We also have Steve C. on the session, and Steve C's been working with us for a while in the group coaching, and he wanted some advice on setting up a Podio account to manage his the leads that he's working right now. He's launched a direct mail campaign and getting more and more leads. So we definitely suggested that Podio was the route to go. So we are going to help him set it up, and we're going to record everything so you guys can learn along the way as we're setting this up as well. Steve C., I'm going to unmute you. Give me a mic test. Can you hear me okay? Steve C., I got you unmuted. No, maybe not. All right, just let me know when you got your headset working. Either way, it's okay. I mean, I'm recording this, so it will be on. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal, actually. I'm going to be, walking through and getting this set up pretty much for you anyways. But just wanted to get a little dialogue going. I don't know why. Give me somebody to talk to. Let me, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I was going to pull up your email. So one thing we're going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add you to the workspace, okay? And when you get added into a Podio workspace, you're going to get an email like this, okay? So Gil set up the space for us, and I got this email with a subject line, please join my workspace on Podio, okay? So Steve C., you are about to get a very similar email, okay? I am going to, so I guess the first thing we're going to go over is how to add somebody into a Podio workspace, okay? And the way that you do that is you get in here. This is like the home page of the dashboard. I'm going to take some notes here so I can put in the description of the video how to add people to your workspace. Okay. All right. So the way that we're going to do this is, as you can see, we have Gil and we have me in there right now. So we are going to invite. Okay. Now, if you were a gold member, we would add the calls team, right? And so that's something we might do in the future with you. But for now, we just need to get you in here. So I'm going to type in your email address there. Or if you're already working with them in another workspace, you can just click and add them in there, okay? You can type a personalized message. I usually don't. And we are going to have you, so there's different ways, different membership levels. Maybe we'll go through a whole session on that one day, but I always add everybody as workspace admin, which I just learned can be, really, really bad in some situations. So light members, we'll go over it one day. Everyone I have is as a workspace admin because that allows you to edit the leads instead of just posting notes in the comments. Now, the concern is that you can actually delete stuff too when you have that kind of membership role. And I recently had somebody that we're doing pre-screening for delete their entire workspace. And it kind of makes me put my head against the wall and just kind of slam it a couple times. Because you lose, a lot of information. Even if you're downloading, exporting, and backing up your leads, which we'll go over again on another session, but even if you have the leads exported and you put them back in, you're still going to lose all the existing tasks and you're still going to lose the comments, okay? Which can be a big deal if it's an active deal, right? But for today, the main thing I want to go over, I just want to go over setting up the lead app and the work form in the way that we want to do it, okay? So let's go ahead and start playing around with that. So the first thing, we're going to go to seller lead, okay? We're going to click on that, and that'll bring us here. There's no leads in the system yet. And we're going to go to this little wrench over here, and then we're going to modify template, and that will allow us to edit the Podio workspace. Now this is a working workspace, okay, from one of our others, but I'm not sure which one it was taken from, so we're going to clean it up here, okay. So we'll remove all this Facebook stuff. We'll remove this for now. So those are, well, I guess we could leave them, but that's fine. So we'll have a postcard. We'll have a, go ahead and type in, Steve, what kind of other lead sources you're using so that we can add these in here. Try full direct mail. So, okay, this came from my most active workspace, obviously. So we have Craigslist. Keep it really simple. We have Craigslist, we have postcards, we have yellow letters. We'll add PPC in there as, let's see, and then we'll also put bird dog or referral. Okay. That's a new one. I just popped in there. Postcard, Craigslist, Zillow. Okay, excellent. So he does have an active Zillow campaign. So we're going to pop that in there, and we'll park that next to the Craigslist. Okay. Actually, let's just do this. I like that. Okay. Now this first field, I guess we'll just start from the top and work our way down, right? So this first field here, and I'll explain everything so you guys get an idea. This is, 101 stuff. If you guys see my other video, it'll kind of tell you, how to do this. But we're going to edit an existing one instead of creating one from scratch. This lead submitted by, that's for if you give the web, you can give this web form in a link form, like I do in my lead tracker. But you want to know who submitted the lead. So you can type in, this is so the bird dog can type in their name and email, and you know who to credit the lead to. Okay. Here we have the subject property, and this little icon, this is a map, okay? So this will actually pop up a little Google map on the screen when you type in the address. Also, what I love when you're talking on the phone with a seller, it verifies the address in a way. I use Google Maps, and I have for a long time, to verify the address when a seller gives it to me over the phone, because so many times they're going to make a mistake, or you're going to make a mistake in translation, okay? Now, the reason we have two address fields here, okay, don't want to remove the second one because when you submit a lead via the web form, you can't use this one, okay? So if a bird dog's submitting a lead or a referral's coming in, they're going to be using this one on the web form, and then you can simply copy-paste from here to here and get the map, okay? So we have first name, we'll just change that to seller name, okay? First and last, or whatever they like to be called, okay? And then we have a separate one here for name on title. That's for making offers, right? Call summary, we are going to get rid of call summary. I like to keep this really, really neat, okay? Also remove from, there is no more existing app items, so that's safe. Because I like to put the call summary in the comment section, and that's where that should go, okay? So we don't need that anymore. Seller name, name on title, lead type, okay? So I'll label this, let's say I'm talking to an agent, I'll mark it as an agent, and then I don't put them anywhere else, but it allows me to filter my leads later and find all the agents, okay? And so if I'm going to run an agent campaign in the future, or I maybe like Kyle's looking for agents to work at his local market right now, we can go back through the database, pull up all the agents, and then take it from there, okay? So we have, as far as lead type, we have homeowners, we have agents, we have cash buyers, we have relative of owner, wholesaler, bird dog, okay? Same thing, wholesalers, bird dog, well that's wholesaler, bird dogs. I use those terms interchangeably a lot when we're building networks, but they are two different things. A wholesaler is somebody who's doing marketing and locking properties under contracts, maybe an active investor. Bird dog is somebody like a property scout. Maybe they're not they're grabbing leads or sourcing properties, but they're not locking them up under contract. What team took the call? Let's see. We don't really need this so much. Let's do this. It's very obvious to tell who did this. Let's just remove this. No, we're going to keep it. I like it. So like, whoever took the initial call will tag this usually. It's not going to be super relevant for you now, but we'll just leave it in. It's in all my other workspaces. And we can add people. If you have people, do you have people pre-screening your calls right now, Steve, or is it only you? Or we can even do that, Steve C. It allows you to differentiate and identify who on your team was responsible for taking the initial call or working the lead, okay? We have the primary phone, cell phone, secondary phone, landline, work phone, okay? So regardless of the order I get the numbers in, I would, oh my goodness, that was a long one. Landline, work phone. Okay, so let's remove that because that's going to clean it up and make the form shorter as well. Secondary phone, let's do this. Second phone, we're going to optimize this. Primary phone, secondary phone. Okay, I like to identify this as a cell phone, meaning that it can receive text. Okay, if it can't receive text, I'll put it down here. Okay, email address. Okay, we did the source already. We have our Craigslist, Zillow, PPC postcard, and some of my workspaces, I got so many darn things in there. It's crazy, especially if we're experimenting with different marketing channels. All right, we're going to change this. Beds. We're going to change that to a clickable button. So we're going to change this to a category so that we don't have to type. We can just click with the mouse, and it allows faster lead intake. Bedrooms, okay? So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus, no, there's no half bedrooms. We'll do that for bathrooms. That should be okay. We'll add 6 for the heck of it. And then we're going to have this as a single choice. Yes, single choice is good. And then we're going to do the same for bathrooms. So we're going to make this a category. This is Podio 2.0, this kind of stuff here. The goal is to optimize it so that the people on the phone, which is you right now, can go fill out this form as easily and fast as possible while they're on the phone with the sellers. Okay. We'll make this. We're going to make this multiple choice, and I'll show you why. Because this is something I've learned from working these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put 5 just for the heck of it, and then I'm going to put plus a half, because that happens, right? People have like half baths. Let's even put a 3/4. You know, so that's one of the things. If you're using a category system like this instead of a text field, you need to make sure you can cover all angles. One of the things I've done in the past and didn't like is I changed the how much you're asking for to a dollar amount field, but sometimes you want to type in a little more info in there, you know. Yeah, basically. I don't have a concrete example, but you know, if you're using categories, you need to have all options possible. So this will allow us to click 1 and also click a half or a 3/4. No, don't leave. So we're going to say cancel, and we won't leave. If you click outside of these things, it'll do that. Additional features, patio, you know, so that's just like extra things. I don't use it very often. Pool, right? Pool, spa, man cave. That's the kind of stuff that goes on additional features. Square footage, I don't use that very much either. I used to be in the habit of asking it on the phone, but to be honest, it's not that relevant, and it's really easy. It's really easy to pull it up on anything. So when you do your comps, it's really easy to find that square footage. Property type. Property type. Do we want to leave this? So the other thing is, by using categories, it allows you to track that statistic better. Because who knows, you're going to misspell duplex, you're going to type it in wrong. What kind of properties are you dealing with, Steve? Anything special in particular? I'm gonna change this one to a category too. Square footage, property type. I do ask this a lot. Property type. So we're going to have single family home. We're going to have duplex, I'm already misspelling things. Duplex. Man. But see, so now if you got into like commercial, yeah, we're going to, okay, scratch it, guys. We're going to move it back to this. Because there are a lot of really unique property things, yeah, fourplex, Steve says fourplex, all kinds, right? Commercial, half commercial, right? So we're going to leave this as a text field. I don't really care about tracking how many of the leads are duplexes and how many are single-family homes anyways. It's not a big deal. Repairs, okay, repairs we're going to have multi-line is good. And then we get into the meat of the conversation, right? That's kind of like intro and rapport, if you guys know the script, which you should. Beds, bath, additional features, square footage, how you doing, what's going on, right? Repairs, so how's the condition of the property? What kind of repairs or updates does it need, right? And then after we've built, this is where a lot of the rapport is built, which is why we go into next. Why are you selling? This is a single line, perfect. Occupancy. Occupancy. We're going to leave that too. It says you can get into some additional questions if it's a tenant-occupied rental property. So if it is tenant-occupied, I'll type the rent and the lease terms in this one line. And it just simplifies things. You don't need an extra field for it, right? What do you think the property is worth? We'll make sure it's single line. How did you arrive at this number? Very important. How soon would you like to sell? Okay, and that's fine there. How soon would you like to sell? I have one where this is a category, but I like this better, I think. This is the form I use the most that we're basing this off of. What is the best price you would sell for all cash? Okay. And I think in one of them I optimized it to really shorten everything up, but it's easier to see the full question here. I mean, this is like a guide conversation inside of Podio. Same thing I use when I use my lead tracker. The questions are here. Lol. Let me see if I can. Is there anything owed against the property? Okay, we'll leave that. And then we'll look at the form and see if we want to change anything. Creative financing, is the property listed? Notes. Yeah, we'll leave notes. Owner responsible, we don't need that. What market is this lead or deal for? We don't need that. Are you working multiple markets, Steve? No, I don't think so. Vacant, occupied, or rented. Yeah, that's what we're just leaving it as a field. We could put it in. So the thing is, if we put it as a category, Jason, with vacant, occupied, or rented as the fields, then we needed something else to put in, like, lease expired or leases month to month, rent amount is this. So I'd like to just put that all in the same field. Fourplex, no. My chat thing got all messed up again. Okay, I got to delete. Got it. I have to call just me, They're coming out of order, so I'm just deleting all the old ones, so I'll know what the new answers are. Okay, so we don't need what market is this for? That's going to be obvious. They're all for the same market. How long were you on the phone with the seller? I'm going to leave that. I really like that for personal development on the phone. It's a good. I don't personally do it anymore, but I used to. And our pre-screening team doesn't fill it in either. But it's a really good metric to track when you're trying to improve your phone skills. Because if you're on the phone you really shouldn't be spending more than 5 minutes on the phone. I would say even no more than 3 minutes on the phone with somebody, unless you can see an opportunity to do business with them. Definitely no more than 5 minutes unless there's an angle, right? But it's a good thing to keep track of, and you can calculate your average and stuff. Did you upload the file attachment? We don't need that. Don't need that. I love doing that, though. I love uploading the calls. I do that for some. I don't do it all the time anymore because it takes time, but I used to do it on every single call, especially when we were doing the 90 days to 140K, and we locked up a number of wholesale deals out in LA. I would upload my call recording from MP3 Skype recorder into Podio, and then Gil would be on the road, right? And I could set him an appointment and upload the call, and then he could listen to the conversation I had with the seller on the way to his appointment. And I mean, it's just really powerful. Category. Okay, we're going to change this around. And we're going to call it steps completed. This is something that's really new in my workspaces. I don't even have it in all of them. So we're going to move this to the top, which is not the easiest thing to do in Podio, but we're working, you know, it's slowly going up there. We're working our way. And this is the basic one snapshot view that we're going to use, okay? So I mean, even if you guys have seen my other Podio video, the first one I ever did, this is like worth it. This one thing right here will make it worth subject property, lead submit right at the top here. No, where did it go? It didn't do it, huh? Just move it up a few at a time then. This is a little clunky in Podio, but to be honest, you're not going to do it very often. And I could have just deleted the whole thing and then made a new one up here. But this seems to be working pretty good, just dragging it up a couple at a time. My Skype is going off the hook. I think I was talking to you guys about while I'm doing this, I was talking to you guys, Kyle locked up a monster deal off Craigslist. Sorry, Jason. I checked it out, though. And then we just got, we have a buyer signing the assignment paperwork, which I'm a little sketchy about because I really wanted to double close it. But it's like the buyer, it looks like a 30K wholesale deal off of Craigslist, which is nuts. But I think they have the assignment paperwork in their hands is where that one is at right now. Okay, let me pull up my other, I'm actually going to pull up my land workspace, which is really the newest one that I've been working out of, and we're going to mimic what I've done in there. Man, you guys is like, it's a big showing for 6 p.m., guys. Where are you guys coming from? It's good to see you all in the session, though. Oh, I can see you, Barry. I just saw your name on there. Awesome, guys. It's always more fun with more people on. So let me pull up a lead. And so the goal of this, so I'm just going to remove all these. Maybe I didn't want to delete them all, but too late. Okay, so the first step, so when a lead goes into the system, it's generally just sitting there. The first thing you want to do is make sure it's assigned. Okay, so when I assign something to my calls team, or I assign it to myself, I click assigned. So that way if I'm filtering and looking at all the leads with just this one thing, right, I can tell if there's leads sitting there that no one's been told to call. Okay, so we only check these off once they're completed. Okay, the next one is the initial call. So we check this off once the initial call has been made, okay, regardless of the outcome, all right? So, and the next step is contacted, okay? So if we're looking at this and we see that the lead has been assigned and it has the initial call checked off, but nothing else, we know that they're still trying to contact them, right? We're making second, third, fourth attempts, but they haven't been contacted yet until this is checked off. Then we know they've been contacted, okay? After they've been contacted, I have here initial research for the land. That's how we're doing land. So comp research, right? So comp or research, yeah. Quick comps, we'll call it quick comps. Quick comps is enough to come up with a soft pass, right? text and email first, right? No, not necessarily. That was just like, that was a different bucket system I was using that we didn't use and abandoned. So quick comps, this is working through the flow of a seller. And let me know, Steve, if you got some feedback on how your flow goes. You know, after we get some comps, or we get, you know, maybe just on like Zillow or something like Black Book, we're going to make a soft pass, right? A lot of people, I say the soft pass thing a lot, and I think Jason has said it. Kyle, who we've worked closely with for a long time, they'll be like, "What, Steve? What the heck are you talking about when you say soft pass?" Okay, so let me be clear about it so no one's lost. A soft pass is, you know, coming at the seller with a ballpark number and seeing if we're, you know, something they would consider. Literally, that's even how I'll say it. I was like, hey, you know, I did some research and I've seen some stuff in the neighborhood selling for this amount. Is that even something you'd consider, right? So I'm not trying to nail down an exact number for the contract, but I'm just trying to get, you know, are we even talking the same language, right? And so that's what a soft pass is. And so I guess these don't even have to happen in order, right? We'll just do comp. We're not going to have two comps. Comp, research, right? So we can tell how many leads, if the leads have been comped or researched. We can tell if they've been contacted. We can tell if they've been soft passed. And then, so we'll do this: wholesale, contract, sent, or we'll say sent offer. Sent wholesale offer. Sent lease purchase overview. Okay. Wholesale contract received lease purchase marketing agreement. I'm going to say marketing agreement. Received, okay? Marketing started, all right? Marketing started. Excellent. Let's see. Offer, let's see, turn down. You can say offer turned down. Offer turned down. No, put long-term follow-up and put dead lead, okay? So we want to track all this stuff. This is brand new. This just came, a lot of this came out of my head from what I've been doing at the land and translating it to wholesale and lease option business, okay? And so we can tell at any given time, you know, we can make sure that all the leads have been assigned, right? We can make sure that they've all had an initial call, or how many haven't, right? We know how many have been contacted, how many we're still following up with. The comp and research team, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure everything is just you right now, Steve, but you can tell how many you've researched, or, you know, maybe you're just, you know, it's like a late night, you know, like I like to do work when I get back from the gym, or play a couple games and I'm all amped up. You know, so I like to do that kind of work in the evenings. I can't call people at, you know, 11 o'clock midnight. So, you know, I can filter through all my leads, see which ones need to be comped and researched, right? I can click to see which ones have been contacted but haven't had research done, and then I can go through that. So it's pretty useful. Soft pass, sent offers. We want to make sure we're sending offers out, and then which ones we've received. Of course, you want to track that. How many have had the marketing started, and then you can also track turn down, long-term follow-up, and dead leads. Okay, so that's really good. Okay, so that's our snapshot view, and I'll show you guys how that looks later as well. So where were we below that? I forget what that was next to, but let's scroll down. Repairs, we did that. Creative financing, that's fine. Oh yeah, we were down at the very bottom. How long were you on the phone with the seller? That's fine. Estimated closing date. Okay, I like to track this. Let's say, you know, like Kyle, you know, So let's use Kyle as an example. I don't do, I make phone calls and I pass leads to him, and we work very closely. And so we'll do like a weekly call where we go over the pipeline. What do we have under contract? What did we get under contract? And what's closing, right? So I always ask him these questions, right? What's the estimated closing date, right? Because I'm trying to forecast revenue coming in, and how we can pay the guys on the phone and stuff too, right? So I want to know the estimated closing date, and I want to know the estimated profit to get an idea of what we have in the pipeline, right? Especially when we're trying to hit specific targets. So these are good, and I would use that. You can change them, right? It's not like a hard fixed thing. You get an update, you change the estimated closing date, you put something in the comments why it changed for the estimated profit. Quick comps, this is an image, so you can update. It's so you can upload a picture. So what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of my screen and I'll put it here. So I don't need to search the comps again. I can just look at that file. Also, these ones are links, so you can just link stuff too. I use Jing for all my screen capture and 5-minute or less training videos. So you can actually upload those Jing videos and get a URL and just paste them in here. So you can do that for your quick comps too. I would just put it in the same as the property search. So this would be like the county site and tax info. So this is here so you can attach additional information or research to the lead. Okay, leave your vote. That seems irrelevant. Okay, so I think we are good. I think we're good. I'm just thinking. I think we're good. So let's do it. Click done. Okay. So now we'll go real quick how to enter a lead. So if we were going to get a new lead, right, we would go add seller. And then so now we're looking at, so as me on the phone, this is what I'm looking at when I fill out the form, right? So the first thing I can do is I can see the status of it, right? Let's say it's an existing lead, it probably would, oh, there we go, I need to change that. Now, another way that you can modify this template, which is a new thing in Podio, really recent, which is the value of this not being a training course, and it's updated. This is what's going on right now, right? So we want to change this to multiple choice. But see how we can do, it's so easy, man. You can edit the lead while you're like talking to a seller. You can edit the form, and then we're right back in here. It's crazy. Couldn't do that before. So this would be a very common situation here, right? It's been assigned, and the initial call's been made, and I'm following up on the lead, right? If an offer's been made, I can easily see that at first glance, right? Right when I open up the lead. The address, check this out. I love this thing. I know I've showed this before, but this is my hometown, Galloway Street. See how it auto-populates? So as I'm typing and talking to the seller, I know it. There are some addresses in Google that aren't real addresses, but it gives me a pretty good idea. I know that this is an address, and it'll say the city and stuff, and I can look at the map, and I can say, oh, it's right next to Bluebell Drive, right? And they'll be, oh, yeah. You haven't believe how far that gets you with a seller, too. You're instantly, like, they think you know the area. If you guys have hung out with me for any given amount of time, I don't know anything about any area that I'm calling into. I know a bit about St. Louis because I lived out there for 6 months, and I've gotten to know Philly pretty well. Yeah, I'm lying. I don't. I really don't know that area that well. There's a couple other markets that I've called into that I learned some stuff. Seller name, lead type. Okay, multiple choice, that makes sense because it could be a homeowner and an agent. I had that today. And they could be a cash buyer. The call team, Steve, okay. I always like to throw spiffs on for guys on the phone, maybe $100 or, for $100 or a couple $100 for a pre-screen deal when they close, and then like $500 to $1,000 if they actually pulled the contract, right? So I like them to claim some responsibility. This is me, Team Clutch. Phone number, just making sure everything's working. Lead source. Yeah, that should be fine for now. I have had situations where they come in from multiple sources, but it's really only, you can put that in the comments, and this should be multiple. Yeah, so 1.5 baths, right? 3 3/4 bath. I like this. This is brand new, guys. This is the latest Podio, and this I will be using this as a template for any new workspaces I set up because it's badass. Additional features, square footage. But see how quick it is? So, I mean, if we get out of here, because now we're getting into research down here, right? So really, if you're on the phone, property listed, this is like the end of it, the notes, right? So I can mouse, if I do my mouse wheel, 1, 2, twice, I'm at the top of the form. I deal with these kind of complaints from guys on the phone, right? You guys might not get it. If you're using Podio to make your calls, you'll get it, right? But I've worked in some other workspaces. I try and pull my, sometimes people paying a lot of money for a Podio workspace. And it's like you gotta like scroll, and it's like it takes forever to try and find stuff on the form, right? So it's just, this is simple, man. This is designed for phone people. 1, 2, 1, 2, and you can see everything. So even as you're getting accustomed to the workspace, it's not going to take you that long to scroll around and find out. Okay, and then you just save seller or save this one. So that's all we're going to do for today, guys. But we have an active workspace. Steve, you are. Let me see if you're in there already. But I did send you the invite, so you should get that. Yes, awesome. So Steve C's in here. If you want, you can start adding leads in. It's using this already, Steve. And we're going to go into more detail and optimize, more tiles and do some more cool stuff. But this is very functional right now. Okay? All you got to do is click Add Seller and go through your thing, and then we'll do a whole nother one just on adding tasks and stuff. But so you can start entering leads, and I'll show you how to properly use the task so you don't lose leads and stuff. Okay. If you guys got any questions, let me know. We've already gone super long for a 6 o'clock session. But if you guys got any questions about what we just went over or anything, let me know. Okay. Steve says okay. Awesome. Gil's trying to get me on a conference call, so we'll wrap this up. Oh my. You guys hear this? All the beeping and the ringing? This is what happens when Gil tries to get a hold of you. Hold on. Let me tell him. Where's our group chat? Wrapping up Webby. All right. Steve says, cool. David asks, Steve, I was wondering if you're making other seller calls to find deals besides those videos, because you've been spending a lot of time answering questions, thanks, and not too much time getting good calls, or do you have other ways to get deals income? Yes, that is all true. So yeah, I do, man. So I really try, as far as like a personal workflow, I try and dedicate that hour to getting my calls done, and it really does vary. It varies depending on what kind of marketing campaigns I have. Jason says he likes the Podio. Awesome, Jason. So very true. I like to answer questions, but at the end of the day, my main source of income is doing deals. Okay. I mean, we have the group coaching, which is some supplementary income, but if you guys seen the pricing, most of it's going to the guys on the phone or the VA sending the text messages or that kind of stuff, right? So me and Gil, we don't make a lot of money on that stuff, okay? It's mostly to support the people that hang out with us in the network. But I do get a little money from that, and I do have some other stuff. I do have some other marketing stuff that I do to make a little bit of money, but I'm not, my primary source is deals. So I need to be on the phone to make money. That's the end of the line's deal, right? So if I don't get all my calls done on the session, I will make more calls. right now is a really good time, and you guys should take advantage of it, because I don't have a lot of calls coming in at the moment. You know, the main thing that I'm doing right now as far as call volume is a direct mail campaign that I've partnered with Jason on, where Jason's sending out the mail and I'm making the calls for him. And then we're passing it through Kyle. Okay, so my call volume is rather light at the moment, so it's not a big deal. When it gets heavier, you'll notice, you know. But I don't call too many Craigslist leads anymore. I pretty much only spend my time doing, you know, like pay-per-click or direct mail, which allows me to spend less time on the phone to get to the income goals that I need to get on. But I'm always building in the background with Gil. I mean, we're always working on something, and you know, I always do that. There's a lot of experimentation on new marketing pipelines and new funnels that we're getting going. And then I got guys that I've trained on the phone, you know, so it's just like back in the day on door-to-door, you know. So I train guys, and they make calls. I put them on campaigns that are commission-based. And then so I'll get a piece of that as well, right? You know, for training them and managing the campaign. When they get commissions, they give me a little piece, basically. That's how it's structured. We used to call it an override. So I have a few different ways of making money at this point, but, you know, primarily the calls, which I'm trying to get away from. I also have an estimated revenue of $15 on the YouTube channel. But again, right, not breaking the bank or getting me out of my normal routine, right? But I like, good question, David. I like it, man. You got an interesting perspective. But yeah, I don't see any other questions, so we'll wrap up for now. Great session, guys. We're going to be doing this, you know, so Thursday we'll do some more Podio. Even if Steve C isn't on the line, I'll still be working and optimizing this workspace for you guys, because I really want to create a concrete series of Podio training, okay? Just call my phone. No, I don't think I just called your phone, Barry. No, you're good. All right, guys. But I'll talk to you later. I'll upload this tonight to get the replay going on the, you know, all the normal channels. Oh, Jason's logged off. So for you guys, just you guys that do hop on the session, yeah, look at this. Yep, this is one of the VAs. Steve, do you have the new link for Podio Las Vegas? Yeah, because he deleted his workspace. I gotta put out that fire too. What was I saying? Oh, if you guys have not gone to Live Talking, you guys need to register for the new webinar. So Barry, David, I think you were on earlier. If you guys go to livetalkingtosellers.com and click on the Join Us Live Now, you can see the, you can go here and register for the new series. This is the last session, guys. So you guys need to register for the new series on, or you can go to youtube.com, and, well, you guys should know my channel, but if you go Steve Clutch, you should be able to find me. And it's also on there. So click on the little, click on the little name, Steve Clutch, to take you to the channel. And here's a button here. Click here to join us live, and that will take you to the registration link as well. So anytime you guys can't log on to the sessions, okay, I am going to always update this page here. So you guys always know where to get the new registration link in case you're not able to log on to the sessions, okay? That should cover everything. I'm just checking the chat here. Looks like we're all good. All right, guys, I got to go hop on a conference call with Gil and Kyle, but I will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m., and we will make some calls. All right, David? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.